Hi, I'm Chris Rothbauer. I'm 26 years old. I'm a student at Indiana University Southeast in New Albany, Indiana, and this is a video response to William Sledd's challenge to create a video telling why you're proud. Well, first of all, I should note that William Sledd and I would disagree on a lot of things a lot of the time. You see, I think there's a lot higher priorities for the gay world right now than fashion. For instance, ending discrimination, acceptance, ending gay violence, gay marriage, little things like that. But I'm going to put aside my differences with him for this day because I do feel like he has the right idea in what he's doing. And I'd like to tell you a story in just a moment. First, I'd like to say I'm also a human being, a son, a stepson, a grandson, a stepbrother, an uncle, a nephew, a cousin, a friend, a philosopher, a writer, and a taxi dispatcher. But I'm also gay. Now let me tell you a story about how I came out. It was the year 1999 when it first began. I was a fundamentalist Christian. I'd been raised that way all my life. And I was beginning to realize something was different. I knew all my life, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And that's about the time I began sleeping with one of my best friends. We didn't think it was gay. We thought that we were just working off horniness. Yeah, I know it's an adolescent excuse, and there's no validity to it, but that's what we thought at the time. And so, my religion condemned it, and I condemned it myself. I was on a fast track to seminary to try to become a minister, so I was basically a hypocrite. I'd be in the church preaching against it, and I'd be outside the church practicing it. So, what basically happened is I ended up discovering philosophy, and through philosophers like Russell and Nietzsche, I really began questioning my religion, and I ended up deconverting from it, but that wasn't the end of my gay dilemma, because I still thought that there was something wrong with me, and I needed to change me, and I blamed it on my father, and that wasn't fair to him, not at all. Just because we had our disagreements, I think is why I tended to blame it on him. But what basically ended up happening, I was almost constantly back then either depressed or suicidal or both. And one night I was really, really depressed, and I was on AIM talking to another of my best friends, not the one I was sleeping with, but another one. And she could tell something was wrong, and we started talking, and I'm like, can I tell you a secret? And he's like, what? Like, sometimes I just really want to sleep with men. And he's like, okay. I'm like, I try so hard not to do it, but the harder I try, it seems like the more it comes up and the more I want to do it. And I just cannot seem to shake it. I can't stop doing it. And the next words he said would shape me for the rest of my life and shape the direction I take from there. He told me, well, maybe you should stop trying to change. And he was right. He was damn right. I stopped trying. I came out of the closet, and it was a struggle for a while. I won't lie. Things were not always good, but I do believe that the Chris Rothbauer in 2007 is much, much better than the Chris Rothbauer in 2001, the Chris Rothbauer that came out of the closet and started living an authentic life. And living an authentic life is one of the hardest possible things you can do. The existentialist philosophers made an entire philosophy out of learning to be yourself and not suppress yourself. And Jean-Paul Sartre, I like him. He really admired homosexuals because he believed homosexuals were already on a different plane than most people because we're already living a little more authentically than most people ever will. And so be proud of that. Be proud of who you are. Don't ever forget it. But at the same time, don't ever forget the other parts of you. Don't overemphasize the fact that you're gay. And happy Gay Pride Month, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.